everyone, welcome to the Better Mindset podcast. I hope you're doing good and I hope you're feeling fired up because today's episode is about something powerful. How to completely transform your mindset in just 3 months. Yes sir, 3 months. And we're not here for small talk or waiting around for things to change. We're talking about real steps, real decisions, and the real action to start owning your life. So if you're ready to stop letting life happen to you and start making it happen for you, this episode is for you and you're in the right place. So let's get into it. So to start, I want to ask you a question. You ever wake up and feel like everything is off? Like no matter what you do, life keeps throwing the same problem at you. You're stuck in the same routine, surrounded by the same people, dealing with the same nonsense, and deep down, you know that something has to change. Well, baby, I'll tell you something. The problem isn't just your life. It's your mindset. It's the way you think, the way you react, the way you make your decisions, and the way you say things. And that's what's keeping you in the same cycle. So if you want a different life, you need a different mindset. Now let me be clear. This is not about think positive and life will magically fix itself. Nonsense. Nope. This is about real change, and real change takes real work. But if you commit to this process for just 3 months, like 90 days, you will not recognize yourself by the end of it. Trust me. Like you will think differently, move differently, decide differently. You will cut off what's draining your energy. You will step into new opportunities and you will become the person you're always meant to be. So let's break it down month by month and step by step. Listen, you can never change your mindset if you don't even know how you think. So for the first week, you're gonna do something that most people never do. You're gonna watch your mind. Yes sir, watch your mind. Like every time you feel frustrated, insecure, or stuck, just ask yourself, what was the first thought that just went through my head? Did I immediately think something negative? Did I assume the worst? Did I put myself down before even trying? Write it down every single time, no exception. You need to see what's going on in your mind. Trust me, you're gonna be shocked at what you find. Like most people are walking around with the worst self-talk imaginable. I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me. I always screwed over. What's the point of even trying? That is your problem. You know that? That is your real problem. Not your life, not the bad luck, not like other people. Your own mind is your biggest enemy. Second thing, you gotta stop blaming everyone and everything for your situation. Like yeah, we all know that life is unfair. People do you wrong, and you've been through a lot maybe. But you know what? So has everyone. So the people who actually change their lives are the ones who stop feeling sorry for themselves and start figuring out how to move. So next time if you catch yourself complaining, just stop and ask, okay, what I'm gonna do about it? Like how can I fix it? What's the next step? Like even if you feel stuck, you gotta find a small way to take control, even if it's just like changing the way you react. If you keep living for other people's approval, you will never be free. Like take it as a rule. Most people stay stuck because they're so scared of what people will think if they cut off toxic relationships, if they set boundaries, if they try something new, if they fail in public. Baby, nobody cares as much as you think they do. Like people are too busy worrying about their own lives, and the ones who do judge you, they don't even matter. Their opinions don't pay your bills. Their opinions don't heal your pain. Their opinions don't build your future. So why would you care? Why care? Right now, as we've broken the old patterns, it's time to start building the right ones. What I want to say is like every single choice you make is shaping your future. Like the food you eat, the people you surround yourself with, the way you react to every problem. So before you do any of those, you gotta ask yourself, is this decision helping or hurting my future self? Will this bring me closer to my goals or keep me stuck? If the answer is like it's going to keep you stuck, don't do it. Period. Listen, I don't care how long you've known someone. If they drain your energy, you gotta go. This means friends who only show up when they need something, people who constantly disrespect you, friends again who secretly hope you fail, relationships that drain, that make you question your worth. Let them go. Let them go. Don't explain, don't argue, just leave. This is the month where you actually start moving differently. Like the more experiences you expose yourself to, the more doors open. Start simple. Go to a different coffee shop, start a hobby even if you're stuck at it, talk to someone new. Trust me, like these teeny actions create massive opportunities. I've met people who got life-changing job offers or even discovered passions just because they switch up their routine. You never know where your next opportunity is hiding. Listen, motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. You don't feel like working on yourself? Do it anyway. You don't feel like walking away from toxic people? Do it anyway. You don't feel like pushing through? Do it anyway. This is where your life changes, not when it's easy, but when you do it even when it's hard. Life is crazy. Like one day you feel like you have everything under control, and next it feels like the whole world is against you. Things change, people leave, plans fall apart, nothing stays the same. And for a long time, maybe you've been trying to fight that, trying to hold on to things, trying to make sense of why certain things had to happen in a certain way. Let me tell you this, life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It keeps moving, whether you like it or not. And if you don't learn to move with it, if you don't learn to let go of what's dragging you down, you're going to stay stuck in the same cycle forever. And I get it. Change is uncomfortable. Walking away from people you thought would be in your life forever is painful. Letting go of the old version of yourself that you used to be is scary. But what's even scarier? Wasting your life staying the same. Staying in situations that drain you, surrounding yourself with people who don't respect you, being too afraid of step out of your comfort zone, waking up for example every day and feeling like you're just existing instead of actually living. This is not what life is about. Life is meant to be felt, to be experienced, to be lived fully. You can't do that if you're still giving energy to people who don't even deserve it. You can't do that if you're too afraid to take risks, to fail, or to start over. Because guess what? Nothing changes if you don't change. If you keep saying life is unfair, if you keep playing the victim, if you keep waiting for things to magically get better without doing an effort, you're going to be in the same exact place a year from now, 10 years from now. And that should scare you more than anything. You need to understand that every single thing that happens to you right now, like the good, the bad, the unexpected, the painful, it's all shaping you. Every setback, every loss, every disappointment is all redirecting you to something better. But you will never see it if you're too focused on what you lost instead of what's ahead. So stop wasting time questioning the past. Stop waiting for closure, for apologies, for things to make sense. Life doesn't owe you that. What life does give you is a chance to start over every single day, a chance to do things differently, a chance to decide that you're not settling, a chance to walk away from anything that drains you and that doesn't make you feel alive, a chance to create the life you actually want. You don't need anyone to approve your choices. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to wait until you're ready, because there is no such a moment. You just need to take the first step and then another until one day you wake up and realize that you're not the same person anymore, that the things that used to break you don't affect you, that the people who left don't even cross your mind, that the things you were once afraid of don't scare you anymore. That's what happens when you shift your mindset and decide you deserve more. So if you needed a sign, if you were like waiting for a push or for something to change, this is it. This is your sign. This is your wake-up call, because life isn't going to wait for you. It's time to move. Real power isn't in avoiding hardship. It's in how you handle it when it comes. The power isn't in waiting for things to fall into place. It's in the action you take to move things around until they do. That's where growth happens. Not when everything is perfect, but when everything is falling apart and you keep showing up. When you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, but you choose to stand tall, that's when you find out who you really are. It's really easy to fall into the trap of thinking that because things aren't going the way you want, or like life threw you a curveball, that this is the end of your story. Nah. Or like it's really easy to look at all the broken pieces in your life and think that they can never be put together. Let me tell you something. You see, the cracks in your life right here are what let the light in. They're what makes you who you are, and if you let them, they will mold you into someone stronger, someone more resilient, and someone who doesn't crumble when the storm hits. And this is where real transformation happens. Like it happens when you stop seeing yourself as a victim, when you start like waiting for permission, for signs, or for things to magically get better. Stop letting other people's opinion dictate your worth. You stop giving energy to things that drain you, and you start putting it in the things that matter. And yeah, we all know that it's uncomfortable at first, but let me tell you that discomfort is a sign that you're in the right path. Listen, it's really easy to stay in what's familiar because it feels safe, But that safety is an illusion. It keeps you stuck in a life that's small and limited, while the life you want is out there waiting for you. And it's big, like the opportunities are endless, but you have to be willing to step out and take them. You have to be willing to try new things, even if you suck at them at first. You have to be willing to fail and then get back up again, because failure isn't the end, it's the beginning for something better. Every time you fall, you learn. Every time you mess up, you grow. And one day you will look back and realize that all those failures were just stepping stones to your success. Today's advice is, don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of the unknown, because the unknown is where all the magic happens, is where the opportunities live. And you never know what's around the corner unless you take the first step into the unknown. Like, you never know what could happen if you decide to start something new. You might find a passion you never knew you had. You're gonna meet new people who are gonna change your life. You might walk into a room one day and realize you become the person you always dreamed of. That doesn't happen if you stay stuck in the same old routines with the same old people doing the same old things. You have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and take that leap. Life isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, and you deserve to thrive. You deserve to have a life that lights you up, that makes you excited to wake up every morning. But that's not going to happen if you keep waiting for perfect moment. There's no such a thing. There's no perfect moment. This is the moment. Now is the moment. Right now. Whatever it is that you've been putting off, whatever it is that's been winning on your heart, start today. Take the first step, because that's where change begins, and it's only up from here. Alright guys, that's it for today's episode of A Better Mindset Podcast. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it gave you something to think about. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.